What's up, guys? So, I wanted to talk about something today, and I've posted videos of me using the Ribbit Frog, and everybody's like, "Hey, does that thing float? How do you rig it? This and that." Well, there's actually two types of Ribbit Frogs that you can use, and the first one is, and the one that people most likely use is this one. This is the regular Ribbit. It's flat, it's solid body, and what you do to rig it, um, you have a double hook that they come with, or you buy them separate, but they're the rivet hooks, and you screw it in to the face, and then you bring it back down, and you hook it through the legs. You see that? The hook comes out on top, and it's flush with the body. So when you swim it, if you swim it fast enough, it'll swim on top of the water, and it kicks his legs. It does a little bubbling. It kicks up a bunch of bubbles and little waves, and behind it, and it has a lot of action, and it's really really cool. But excuse me, if you let off, it starts to go down, and if you swim it slowly, it swims under the surface, and it kicks these legs. And they're just kicking and kicking. It has a lot of action under the surface as well, like a swim bait or a crawl, but with a lot of action. Second is my favorite, which is this. It's also a Ribbit by Stanley Baits. It's the hollow body, and this hollow body actually is a Ribbit, like I said, but it floats. This one will sink, swims under the surface unless unless the retrieve is faster. Then it comes on top of the surface and it swims. This one you can throw on lily pads, in weeds, anything, and it lands on top and it floats. And you can kick it off and kick it off, and with the little action, it has a lot of action, just like the regular Ribbit. And it gets hit. But you can put it, like I said, you can throw it on lily pads and leaves and weeds and throw it in brush, and it's going to stay on top of the water. It does not sink. It's a hollow body Ribbit. The way this one is rigged, I want to say, same thing with the double hook spring. So you're pushing the spring into the nose, twisting it, twisting it, twisting it, till you get it all the way in there. The difference between this one and the regular Ribbit is this. You see that? The hooks are coming through the legs on the bottom. That's the regular Ribbit. The hollow body, the one that floats, the legs, the hook does not come through the legs. It doesn't go through the body at all. What it does is you bring it here between the legs, you spread the legs apart, and it comes over the back. So it comes between the legs, underneath, between the legs, and over the top of the back. When the bass hits it, boom! This usually comes away, the toad usually comes away from the hooks, and all the bass is eating is hook. Once it's hooked, once you set the hook, the frog usually comes away and the bass is hooked by both hooks or by one, either or. It's not hitting anything but hook. This is the reason why I like this bait so much. Any other topwater frogs or topwater toads, the hook is going through the body and coming out here and going through the back. This right here is probably 50% more softer, 50% softer than a regular topwater toad. This is the Ribbit by Stanley. This sucker is super soft, so when they hit it, I've had a lot of misses on the regular topwater frogs, on a lot of topwater frogs, and I've had a lot of misses on. But this one right here, I have never ever had a miss on this. I will eventually, but have I yet? No. This is super soft. The back is super soft. Has a lot of action. Throw it onto some lily pads on a pond near the edge. I usually throw it as close to the bank as I can on the other side on the opposite side of where I'm at, or horizontal to me. Throw it on the bank sometimes, and then let it fall off the bank. I pull it off the bank like it's a regular toad, and bam, bam, bam. Almost every single time this frog is getting hit. And every single time that I've gotten hit on this frog, I've had a hookup. 100%. And it's not going to happen all the time, but to this day, I haven't had a miss. And every time it's been hit, I've gotten a bass on it. This frog right here, I've been using for a year. The regular ribbit, which has been out longer, I've been using for several years. And also the same thing. Every single time I get hit on this thing, it's 100% hookup. And this one I use in ponds, creeks, rivers, anywhere. I like to fish it. I like to swim it on top. I like to swim it on bottom. I like it because it can swim on top, and then you let go and let off a little, and it starts swimming on bottom. It's swimming on bottom. It's swimming on bottom. Look at all that action. That's exactly how it swims inside the water, and it gets hit a lot. If this doesn't get hit, then there's no bass in that area. At least in my own opinion. But anyways, I had a lot of people ask me about the ribbit frogs, and when I say ribbit, I don't think that people know that I'm talking about two different ribbits that I'm using. I'm using both of these. This one, top water. This one, top water or underneath the surface. However you want to use it. This one sits on top of the water. Pull it, click it, push it, however you want to do it. It's swimming on top of the water, no matter what. It's hitting this way, pushing this way, just like a little frog trying to get away, right? And then let it sit there. Push it again, same thing. Pull it again, same thing. This one, if you're not swimming on top of the water, swimming under the surface, let it drop, pull it. It's gonna kick his legs up. Let it drop, pull it. It's gonna kick his legs up. Dude, this is under the surface on top. Either way, it's gonna get hit. This one on top of the water. Anytime you have lily pads, weeds, brush, anywhere that you can throw this, or even just on the under, like this horizontal, near the shoreline, ponds, creeks, rivers, this one is more than likely going to get hit. And if you get hit on either one of these, I promise you 100% hookup. Anyways, that's just my opinion and my review on these things. I've been using them for a long time. I have a couple of videos up on my YouTube channel that you can check out. As a matter of fact, this weekend I will be putting up more videos from now on the ribbit frogs, both hollow body, top toed, and the regular Stanley ribbit. Texas bass holes, baby. I just wanted to give you guys a little rundown on how I use these and how the hooks are supposed to be set up. One last thing. See that little ridge in the back? This can also be used Texas rig style. I've Texas rigged these a lot before too in the past when I didn't have time to go get the hooks, the double set hooks. The double set hooks, they're $6, about $6 for 2 hooks. So if you lose them, that doesn't mean stop fishing with them. So if you lose them, Texas rig these things, and they're awesome. All right, guys. That's it for today. I hope it helped. I hope that it was a big help. And like I said, stay safe out there. And be careful when you're on the water. Texas bass holes, baby.